Shit. The world is not your microcosm. It's not, your little personal laboratory or playground. Uh, um, you cannot go and force your will culturally on other people. No more child marriage. It's not so much that. Have you ever been a 13-year-old in love? And with everything coming at you, and you just know you're in love. Okay. And they're the most amazing person in the world. And the kid who committed suicide because he couldn't be with the girl from Game of Thrones. And life is eternal and grace is infinite. And if you know this is your ultimate, and you're never going to have it. It's not going to get any better. You kill yourself, but it's a temporary fix to a perpetual problem. If that's your desire, and you shouldn't have that kind of irrational attachment. That's your goal. Okay. There was probably a really cute girl that liked him at school, but he wasn't interested because she was not the gorgeous elf queen, right? And so when we have brain damage from competing to be the best or get the best or whatever and stuff, you lose track of what you need and what wants you, and then you learn how to want in a way that functions in a world that's based on reality and not on fantasy, right? I was sitting there watching Barefoot in the Park, and they had this .org thing. We'll make sure it's like, just forgive dead and trespass, love on eternal, faithful peace. Put your ego away. I watched the thing on Las Vegas, and they had the guy, and it's like he's sitting there explaining what's happening in Vegas. It's like, and they're not worried because it's elitism. Okay. There's a reason why Scottsdale Fashion Square stays in business, and why Walmart has volume, and Toys R Us has volume, and at Fashion Square they charged $100 more for a Lego set. And I remember telling the lady, I'll go buy it for you. She doesn't want to go to Walmart. She doesn't want to go to Toys R Us because she doesn't want to deal with people like me. Because the reason why we can barely afford the $70 Lego set is because of people like her. Do you understand? It's elitism. It's class warfare. You don't want the undesirables near you. You don't want to be around those people. They're uncouth. They're hillbillies and rednecks. It's like, are you sure Janice and her kids would be in the same position and psychological state of being that they were in if it wasn't for class warfare? Okay. You have to eliminate class warfare if you want to assess people's brain activity and competition over wants as opposed to sustaining needs and Psalms, Proverbs, and Lord's Prayer. You understand? And the Lord's Prayer, my sister said it yesterday, but they said trespass. They didn't say debt. And it's like, well, actually, if you go read the Bible, it says debt in the Lord's Prayer, and trespass doesn't show up until after the Lord's Prayer, when he says it's very important to remember to forgive your your brother of his debt pressed, if you want your father to forgive you of yours. Okay. If you pay money to spy on me to keep people in debt, the Lord's Prayer makes a hell of a lot more sense to you now, with the Lord of Lords and the King of the Kings coming down from the sky to redeem the Lord of Lords and King of Kings, right? And you got to understand that. And if you don't understand that, you don't understand history, you don't understand relativity, past, present, future operate at the same time. And the Spirit is eternal. Life is eternal, grace is infinite. I'm the way, the truth, and the life. I never said I was grace. I never said I was infinite glory. I said I am the way, the truth, and the life. Life is eternal and grace is infinite. I am the way, the truth, and the life. Okay, do you understand what I'm saying to you? I'd look a lot better, and you guys would find me a lot more physically appealing. I was going to load, I couldn't find a way to get it loaded on there, the picture I made for the military people in the bathroom in Sierra Vista. Discipline. You say I have no discipline? You'll take a job to kill people over money, and I won't. And you say I have no discipline, right? I'm the living embodiment of the Lord's Prayer, and you say I have no discipline. They were scared to death of me, especially after that parking lot in Food City. That man will kill you. He can kill you with his bare hands. Okay? If he gets in close proximity to you, a gun ain't going to do you no good. He's going to take it away from you, and then he's going to if you keep fighting, he's going to protect himself from you. He's going to ask you to stop fighting. Yeah, that's what will happen. Just stop. Okay. Just comply. Like I told Edna's baby Gilbert's dad, you bring that gun to kill me, you better know what you're doing and get it done. Okay? Because otherwise I'll use it to kill you. And he went. And he went and lied to Edna and said he threatened to kill me and it scared me off. It was the exact opposite. He threatened to kill me. I told him, you better know what you're doing when you do it. He took off. Then when she wanted to move out, she said she was going to call me and he took off again. That crazy hillbilly will kill me. Yeah, and I'm not Liam Neeson or Patrick Swayze to pretending to be somebody like me in a movie next to Ken. You understand? I'm me. Scare the shit out of I shouldn't. I'm like one foot in the grave, one foot out the door. They have it's a lot like on what's the name of that movie? Maximus, the gladiator. Yeah, seriously, it's a lot like Gladiator. Where Conicus had to, and he still got his ass killed by Maximus on that movie, right? Even though Maximus was dying, it's like, son of a bitch, fucking asshole. And so they're terrified of me until I'm dead. And I'm like, wow, that's pretty creepy. But if you strike me down, Darth, I'll be even more powerful than before. Yeah. I'll be Frank Oz I'll be a Frank Oz voice puppet named Yoda. I'm just kidding. I'll be Sir Alec Guinness. The fall of the Roman Empire. Don't poison my apples. Sophia Loren fan gets it, and the guy who played Lavius he plays. No, it's Lavius. He plays. I can't remember what's the name of the guy. He was also the dude that gets the Roman guy who dies in Judah Ben-Hur. I can't remember the guy's name. It's been a long time. Very handsome actor, square jaw. Right. Okay, but you're Romans, yeah. Romans have similar culture to. There's very few people in the Apache tribe who are very much like fun, and most of the tribe is like Galatle, like Geronimo. And there's very few people in the tribe, okay, that are like Little Hawk. Most of them are like No Water and Red Cloud. Okay. But the thing is, well, you said this. Yeah, but Jesus, okay. Guys, Jesus is the light in the way, okay? And he was murdered for trying to teach everybody the faith of Father Abraham so it stopped the Roman Republic of vote for human authority to mass murder over money, okay? And then the 50,000 said, go ahead and kill Jesus. We don't want the Romans to come and kill us all. Instead of saying, we don't want our children to go. Like what happened to me with the people that were in the village with Suzuki, that the Japanese government came in and killed them all because they betrayed the Japanese people. And if you you raise a kid to be the poison of religion. The same thing in the 7 years in Tibet. Religion is a poison. You need communism to save you from a religion. Life's eternal, grace is infinite, forgive dead and trespass, love one, eternal, faithful, peace, share, care, give in accordance, need, build to last. You meant for me to lie beside still waters, and they think, okay, if you're that weak, be defeated. If you're that weak, I was getting that last night. It was hard in my dreams because it was like, and in the basketball thing, I was thinking about things because they're like, well, you're this way. Samson with the Philistines and David with Goliath. It wasn't easy, but we could protect from the bullies. During the Roman Empire, the ways of the devil had infiltrated so many people that were baby killers and family murderers that we possibly couldn't protect all the innocent, vulnerable ones that could be killed by the violent ones. And now, they're all over the internet. Dad and kid were shot by cops because people don't want to live the Lord's Prayer but will gladly kill over Rockefeller money. ICE is taking on violent cartel gangs because people will gladly kill over Rockefeller money instead of support Ralph Earl Parsons Jr. as the living Messiah. Emily is so right. Dad, they didn't have to kill him. I so agree, Emily. They didn't have to crucify Jesus Christ. They all could have stood up for the Lord's Prayer that day, and we could be living the Lord's Prayer now. We could have been born into the living of the Lord's Prayer. You know. Would you be her dad? Oscar was having an affair with my wife to bring down my status at a job. Okay. Other people were having affairs with my wife because it made her feel like she was the most desired sexual prize. Yeah. The moment we got together, she liked the fact that, she liked sneaking around because she felt she was getting back at Kelly and other people that had used her and manipulated her sexually and abused her sexually and stuff. She was getting back at me. Getting back at them through me. Same way like I explained to Miriam Montalvo with having sex with those women that, their men when they were pregnant. Bobby and his girl was 8 months pregnant. I said, you're just doing that because Brian did it to you. It's like you're scared of all bunnies, even the chocolate bunny because a bunny bit you when you were 2. That's what you're doing. And it was before I took psychology class in college. She goes, you're not Sigmund Freud. You're still in your mom's tit. I was like, no, you're just acting like that. You need to realize what you're doing and then not do it. The man is sleeping around on an 8-month pregnant woman, and you're mad. You're taking out on her, and you guys do that all the time. That stupid bitch. It's like, how do you know she's a stupid bitch? Maybe she doesn't like you because she knows that your man or her man wants to sleep with you, and you'll do it. Okay? Just say no. You have a baby ready to be in the world, and you don't want your baby to grow up to be like me and your woman or you. You want your baby to grow up to be like Ralph Earl Parsons Jr., the living body of Christ, the guy who won't sleep with other people's wives, who will talk them into reconciling so their children won't cry because mom and dad are breaking up. That kind of crazy shit. Go barefoot yourself in the park. Crazy people. Money's not real. I'm watching that movie and I'm like, it's horrible. They're stuck in New York. They go to that restaurant and it's full of, they're all smoking cigarettes and that little thing. You're like, no wonder they all just want to drink and party and die. They want to make it quick, but they want to have a good time while they're doing it. You ever sit and watch the movie? I don't think people psychologically understand what's happening in that death trap they call New York City. I do. I understand psychology quite well. And I'm not still on my mom's tit, all you Miriam Montalvo Mercados out there. Okay, I love you. All right, peace.